Ladies and gentlemen, the Scout Traveler is officially here. We're going to get into all of it in this video. For my old school timers, for the old school subscribers, you know exactly what the Scout SUV is or what the Scout brand or vehicle is. But for the new modern guys, the Scout was an SUV that ran from 1960s to all the way to 1980. And it was pretty popular. So now, a couple of years ago, Volkswagen Group bought the rights to the name of Scout. And they did exactly the same thing as the old school Scout, a frame-on build with a live rear axle. We're gonna get into all of that because this vehicle is pretty cool. And I have to say that out of all the EVs, because this vehicle is also EV, but it's got a hidden gem, and you wanna stay to the end of the video so I can tell you what that hidden gem is, because this Scout is bringing a big surprise. But of all the EV vehicles that right now are in the market, that's one of those that have officially really captured me. And this could, like, if I were to buy a new vehicle and I had the money to do so, and like I was looking for an EV, SUV kind of stuff, the Scout would be one that I would definitely be looking into because it is an amazing vehicle. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Your boy Javi here, bringing you another tech video, tech or automotive news tech video, however you want to call it. Some people call it other stuff, some people call it automotive news. If you guys are rocking with the content, remember to hit that thumbs up and the subscribe for your boy. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers. If you guys are noticing something a little different, is we went back to the old mic. The previous Shure MV6 that we bought wasn't really good. I reorder another one that should be coming in. So what is going on, guys? The Scout is officially here. And a couple of years ago, the Volkswagen Group bought the rights to the name for the Scout. Now, this vehicle that has come out, that we just seen by Scout, that they've been released, it is a proper 4x4, but we're going to get into all the pictures. And the first picture I wanted to share is the front end picture here, which obviously this resembles a lot or mimics a lot of that old school Scout, keeping the front end square body. It obviously gives you the vibe of a Ford Bronco kind of stuff, but the front end and everything else mimics exactly from that 1960s, that 1970s Scout. And I really love how you could see that signature logo in the front, or that signature badge in the front. We see that's gonna have some LEDs around the grille and some thin ones right in the middle. I really love the rear view mirrors, or the rear view mirrors, how they're pretty slick and not that big, kind of like a small little square. But we're gonna get into it and we're gonna talk about it because it does have some hidden gems, and we're gonna get into the article here. So, like the original Scout, it is a body on frame construction with a live rear axle. The powertrain will be electric. While Scout has not supplied any numbers yet, the Traveler will use a 2-motor powertrain, and as for power, or how much power we can expect, we still don't know yet. The only thing that Traveler has disclosed, because they haven't disclosed horsepower, is that it's going to have 1,000 feet-pound of torque. And it will launch at 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now, the payload capacity is close to 1 ton, if not 1 ton. Also, the towing capacity should be over 7,000 pounds. One thing that I'm knowing, and it's kind of like a pattern that I'm seeing with these EV vehicles, is that they have a lot of torque and they have a lot of towing capacity. That is something that we're seeing, and it's pretty wild. Now, I haven't seen the Traveler in front of me. I didn't get that surprise to have the Traveler in front of me like some of the YouTubers did, to have it in front of them. So I don't really know. I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it's bigger than a Ford Bronco, because at least from the pictures that I see, it kind of looks like, and it mimics a lot like it would be the size of a Ford Bronco. Now, Scout will offer a lot of off-road equipments, kind of like, like a gas vehicle. So there's going to be a selection of that. Now, mechanically locking the front and rear differential and a front sway bar disconnection, and suspensions options that will accommodate up to 35-inch tires, and it will allow water fording up to 3 feet, which that's pretty cool. They're targeting a lot of the off-road and kind of like criteria when it comes to our category, when it comes to that, because they will offer a lot of equipment when it comes to that. But you can move around the suspension, like mechanically locking the front and rear differential, a front sway bar that disconnects, and all of that is to fit the 35-inch tire. Now, when it comes to the interior, I want to look at a picture of the interior. This mimics a lot, and this is what kind of attracted me to the vehicle. This mimics a lot that old school 60s, 70s, and early 80s interior. You got the two-tone tan. You have the wireless charging right in the middle with the two cup holders. You also have the bottom storage. Now, some of the buttons that we see here, that we can see on the seat, that moves it up and down or side to left, whatever, to accommodate you. And some of the radio buttons, those look very, very cool. And it's mimicking a lot of that old school Scout. Now, we have a huge infotainment when it comes in the front, and we also have the digital cluster that we can see there in the front. The steering wheel is kind of cool because we see like the two cut halves in the top and in the bottom, and the sunroof, which is not technically a sunroof, is a panoramic roof which kind of extends out. It's kind of like a curtain, and that's actually pretty cool. I really like that. Now, you are gonna see a lot of the signature Scout badges in a lot of places, like the seats, the back of the seats, and that's something that those little Easter eggs or those little details kind of captivate you. If you know anything about the Scout, or if you ever owned the Scout, those little things will captivate you. So Scout Motor is in the process of building a new plant in South Carolina where both the Traveler SUV and the Terra pickups will be manufactured, because when they revealed these vehicles, they revealed the Traveler SUV and they revealed the Terra pickup. Scout plans to sell directly to consumers using a single login solution that will cover both sales and services. Scout really hasn't announced any price yet, but says that the Traveler will start under $60,000 and will qualify for incentives that will reduce it to $50,000, and that's actually pretty cool. Deliveries are expected to begin sometime in 2027 for both Traveler and Terra available. And there is a refundable $100 feed right now. If you want to go into scoutmotors.com, you could definitely go in there and check it out. Now, for the big reveal for the Scout, it's the range. Everyone's probably asking, well, what is the range? Well, this is exactly coming from Scout. So the Traveler will be available as an all-electric vehicle with a range of 350 miles, but will offer an optional gasoline fuel range extender, which is called the Harvester, which will extend the range from 350 to 500 miles. You see that in my books, it's a win situation. So if you're into EVs, if you're rocking with EVs, for me, an example where I live, the city where I live, an EV for me is cool because I commute very close to home. Doctor's appointment, dentist appointments, work and that stuff. I commute very close to home. So an EV for me will be ideal because the charging time, I don't have to go far and stuff like that. That for me, but for some people who have to travel, the Scout is the idea for you, or the ideal car for you. 350 miles range, which is pretty big, but you also have the Harvester technology, which adds an optional gasoline fuel range extender and puts it at 500 miles. Now, the article says that no specifics on the battery or gasoline range or gasoline engine were given yet, but Scout this tell that the Traveler will use the North American Charging Standards, which is the NACS port, and its 800-volt architecture will allow DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts. Bidirectional charging capability will allow the Traveler to share its juice if needed. That's actually pretty cool, man. And they're going to be building the plant here in South Carolina. I think this car is a win-win situation for everybody. I'm not the biggest EV fan, but I really like what they've done with the Scout. This is something that I could definitely look into in the near future if I ever have to upgrade my Infiniti. I really like this vehicle. And you know me, I love anything vintage, and having something that mimics or brings back that history of that vintage Scout 1960s and 1970s and early 80s for me is a win-win situation. Anyways, if you guys been rocking for the content, remember to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for your boy. We on the road to 15,000s, and I appreciate you guys and I love you. Your boy is out of here.